What's good, YouTube? This is PN Collector here, giving you guys a deck profile. I know I was going to do it on Geargia, but actually I had a friend of mine who did a deck profile of my Geargia deck from the regionals this past weekend. Is Team Lotus 50. I want you guys to give them a channel check out, see how they're doing and stuff like that. They just posted up their first video. It's just so far I believe just my video that they posted the Geargia deck, and that's it. But if you guys want to see the deck profile of that and how it worked and what everything was going on, check out that channel, guys. The Geargia deck's on there. So remember, it's Team Lotus 50. Giving you guys a shout out, and make sure check them out and see how they're doing. They're gonna start growing their content more and actually giving a little more detail about their feature matches and stuff like that with their locals and a lot of things. So just make sure to check them out, guys, and keep relative to them. But what I have for you guys right now, a lot of things that people are pretty interested in is this rock deck that my friend played at the regionals. He was basically, I believe he went like 6-1 and 3. He had a draw, kind of actually would hurt him. And then he had a few games where he actually didn't draw monsters, which is kind of odd. But for the most part, though, this is just a kind of like an introduction to the deck and see how it looks, kind of like a basic setup, and kind of give you guys an idea how it's supposed to look, kind of like geared towards. And this is basically like rock stun with every best rock types with all the Karakumeros. So let me go ahead and get into it first. Start off with 3 Karakuri Walls, Guardians, 3 Sandmans, 3 Fossil Dyna Pachycephalo, 3 Block Golem, and this notable guy here, 1 Gaia Plate, and then 1 Revival Golem. That's it for the monsters, and then the spells are 3 Solidarities, 3 Catapult Zones, 2 Forbidden Lance, 2 Pot of Duality, 3 MSTs, Foolish Burial, Dark Hole, Monster Reborn. And the traps are Bottomless Trapple, 2 Call of the Haunted, 2 Deep Prison, Solemn Judgment, and 2 Solemn Warning. Now, a brief understanding of the deck is that you run one of every Karakumeros. So basically, having each one on the board allows you to have control over each state of the game. You have Wall for spells, Guardian for effects, and then Sandman for traps. Combine that with Solidarity, gives all your monsters an additional 800 boost. So as long as one of your rocks is in the graveyard, it's going to likely happen because of help with Catapult Zone, and if they naturally die through battle, their own effects, you'll be able to give all of them an 800 boost. So those 1900s now become 2700 threats. So it all depends on how your opponent has everything set up. Because it's more like a pace-based deck in how you put it. One monster each turn is getting summoned, you control each aspect as they go, and then you take away resources from your opponent with each creature as you play. What really makes it good, though, what I like a lot, is the field spell, Catapult Zone. If one of your monsters would be destroyed by battle, and that means any monster, it actually doesn't have to be rock. It's any monster that would be destroyed by battle, you can send any rock-type monster from your deck to the graveyard. So with Catapult Zone and combined with like Fossil Dyna, makes it pretty much ridiculous at that point, because nothing's worse than a Fossil Dyna you can't kill through battle. So combined with that, it actually helps fuel Catapult Zone to protect Dyna and all your other Karakumeros just in case. And then also Solidarity will help add to that fuel to the fire pretty much. And then another good notable thing about Catapult Zone is that it helps get towards Block Golem, which is also a main resource based on the deck. If any of your monsters were to die, any of your rock monsters pretty much, and you need to reset the board or exceed or whatever that your heart pretty much tells you, Block Golem allows you to tribute it if you only control earth monsters in your graveyard, which is very crucial too, because even your exceeds have to be rock or earth based at least. They don't have to be rock essentially, they do have to be earth though. And you basically sacrifice it and you bring out 2 earth rock monsters from your graveyard to the field, and their effects are not valid that turn. But the thing is, though, most people forget though, is that for one thing is Dyna doesn't activate on the field, so Dyna instantly comes into play and then prevents special summons. Now the other Karakumeros, they won't be able to activate their effects in that turn, but as soon as your end phase is over with, all of their effects are turned back on again. And mind you, the monsters can still attack, the monsters can still be used in Exceed summons, you can do a lot of shenanigans just because of Block Golem. So having all these monsters in play, after they die, Block Golem makes it as if they never died, and you get to reuse them and set them again. Now one card that we do play notably of is the one-ofs, is the Gaia Plate. Gaia Plate is for big threats, something that you just absolutely cannot deal with, and it's kind of that surprise factor when it comes out, because combined with most cards it's 2000 base, and anything it battles with it can kill, especially if there's like a BLS that most players can't get rid of. Gaia Plate just swings in for a quick hit, knocks that monster in half, and then kills it. So that's amazing for one thing. Now, to keep it, you have to remove a rock, obviously from your graveyard, but that's okay though. That mediates that issue because of the fact that it's usually for a one-time deal. If not, just get rid of it. So it's really useful. Now for Revival Golem was a one of, and the fact that Revival Golem is that constant card you reveal with all the Koakimerus, since they all have a maintenance cost of revealing a rock type, it's just easy to either Foolish Burial into it or Catapult Zone it right away, so that way your opponent only knows that you have that card. It kind of pretty much mediates your public knowledge, that way you don't show them different Koakimerus or different other cards, so they don't know the monsters in your hand. That's kind of what it's based for. It's got a 2100 defense too, which is really nice about that, so if you absolutely have to set it, it's not bad. Now, in my opinion, the way that this deck is based on like an anti-meta thing, my friend, I told him that mandatorily you have to play 3 Fossil Dyna, and there's no other way to play it. Your monster lineup for the most part is pretty solid, except for the fact that like Revival Golem can be another spell or trap. It's up to player preference, but I think anything from Gaia all the way on is pretty much mandatory in the deck. Solidarity is also pretty nasty. I don't know if it should be a 3 of, but he said that he pretty much liked it, that it was fine with him all weekend. Made it harder for a lot of creatures, pretty much any creature, to get over him, and not to mention with a wall or guardian backed up behind that, it's pretty terrifying at that point. Catapult Zone, I'm still not sold on it yet, but I know that he likes it. Like I said, in testing wise, when I played against it, it was actually quite annoying, but you could just pretty much not attack. But again, that doesn't always solve the answers for all the threats that are going to be coming out. You know, if your opponent drops a guardian one turn, then drops a wall another turn, then drops another wall or guardian again, you're getting shut down out of each monster, spell, trap, aspect. And the more and more they keep going, the worse it gets for you. Not to mention, too, if he gets like a block golem added on top of that with the other creatures that they've used, it adds even more fuel to the fire. Forbidden Lance, I think, is a good choice in this. Being able to protect your monsters against Bottomless Trap Hole, Torrential Tribute, that field presence that they lack heavily, other than by spell and trap effects anyways. Catapult Zone, again, covers the battle phase. But the Lance actually does help mediate a lot of those issues they have. Duality, because it's a stun thing, is really good. I do feel that he should be more trap heavy. A lot of people probably would think the same. He doesn't necessarily have to be like Torrential, but probably like another Bottomless, maybe Mirror Forces and stuff like that. I guess it would just depend on the player and what they really want to do with it, because it's open to you guys. A lot of people think that Call of the Haunted, though, is kind of odd in here, but for this deck, actually, Call of the Haunted's pretty good. What Call of the Haunted will do is that it'll help you reuse your block golems, so that way it's like you have 5 of them in your deck. Not to mention, too, reusing any walls or guardians, or especially any Sandmans that have been previously used up through battle or through effects. Having that again even puts more pressure on your opponent, so in my opinion that's really good. In all honesty, it's not bad. So pretty much, and then for the extra deck, it's really wasn't together per se. I mean, the only thing we guarantee that when you play this deck, guys, that you have to guarantee that you have Pearls in there, multiple copies, because Pearl is a rock and he is an earth, so he counts for multiple things in the deck. Another recommendation I would try would be Wind Up Zenmeister. The fact that he's an earth and that he's going to be 25 for a little bit, it's not too bad. It doesn't, ruin anything with Block Golem. He's not a rock, but he's still an earth type, which fulfills the requirements for Block Golem for you to make the big plays. So overall, this was the Rock Stun deck, guys. Wasn't too bad. Like I said, my friend really liked it. Be free to have rate, comment, subscribe, guys. Give some kind of feedback of what you guys think about this, or even give the deck a try, because like I said, it's really fun. It's quite interesting too because of how undermined this deck is right now. A lot of people haven't really thought about it or considered it. But like I said, everything deserves a chance, and it's all stuff from Return of the Duelist, so it's not bad to try out the Block Golem with all the new little combos that they got going on and stuff like that. Especially since Earth is a big deal from this set. And again, guys, my Girgia deck profile is on Team Lotus 50's channel. Again, I'll leave a link in the sub bar for you guys in case you guys want to check it out. Be free, because they could really use the support, guys. So if you guys need anything else, make sure to comment, rate, subscribe. And this is PN Collector signing out.